I like doing the sound effects as we come in. How are you doing,
I
Roy?
love the intro. My leg feels like it's falling off, and I blame you.
What the? Wait, you were fine yesterday.
Absolutely. So yesterday you declared that I'm basically always in a great state.
That's
Apparently
right.
today, as a result, I am not. I'm suffering from what's called water on the knee, which is just apparently really painful. But I have sufficient medication for the moment, and it's all right. But yeah, apparently I'm not all right all the time. But
That
I am still
is
enthusiastic and happy to be here
that
because this
is.
stuff is fun and it's good, productive, and just deadly interesting.
It's so funny that you have water on the knee because yesterday I got out the old Rory voodoo doll and I was, spraying it like this, and that's just really remarkable because normally I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I guess that happened for real. Okay,
Yeah.
so I did cause it, confirmed. We left off. We were trying to get the SignalR to work.
Yeah.
It was like supposed to work. It felt like it should have worked, right? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, we were calling it from the WPF. We had the right interfaces going on there. We were calling off to a hub, which was of an interface, and we were implementing that interface. And yeah, I mean, it all seemed to be where it should.
Yeah, you know what I did as soon as you left?
What did you do?
I worked on the particle emitter. I was like, I have no idea why this isn't working. I worked on the
Didn't seem to
particle
be a lot
emitter.
left to try and figure there, was there? I mean, we didn't have a lot of options going forward, at least none that we could see.
Yeah, I made good progress with the particle emitter, especially with the rectangular one. The rectangular one, for when we started, was kind of bulging the particles out of the middle, and I was kind of explaining what I thought was going on, and I made some changes to it, and we have a much more even rectangular distribution. The other thing that we did, I'm not sure if you were with us or not, I think you might have been, we created something called emitter edge spread, which basically is the idea behind that is that if I say I've got a geographical shape for my particle system, I'm going to create particles within that shape. An edge spread, if it's 1, means particles will just fill that shape randomly. But if I say it's 0, that means particles will hit only on the outline of that shape. And if it's somewhere between
Okay.
0 and 1, it'll kind of move itself in or out.
So is this effectively changing the emission point within the shape to
Yes.
the border of the shape or
Yeah.
somewhere closer to its center? I
Exactly.
remember you discussing that as a logically good idea because you're going to use it to highlight pieces of data.
Right.
And of course, you don't want the cloudiness of the particles actually inside the box at that stage,
Right.
obscuring the data itself. Where you want them around the outside going, aha, here's the data. This is where you need to be concentrating.
Also, I don't want that bulge of particles near the middle. I want it evenly distributed across. So we solved the evenly distributed across problem. We're working on the edging of it, and that's when I finished yesterday. And as soon as I finished the stream, I went back and I was like, what is wrong with the SignalR?
Sure.
I put it in, I got it started, I flipped the pages, and you'll never believe what I saw.
Go on.
Let's show you here. Hold on a second. Let's bring this up.
There's two logical possibilities here for what you saw. Either you immediately saw the problem and it was obvious and you solved it, or alternatively that even worse potential option, which is it just worked and there's no good reason why it wasn't working before.
Here we go. Let's get it on screen here so everybody can see it here. Let's see what we've got. There's the local host right here. Here's the app right here. And when I change it, it just was working like it should have been. I was like, what? And I realized, oh, probably a browser cache issue, right? We had tested, we refreshed, but the refresh wasn't enough. We needed to come in here and do like a right click, empty cache, and hard reload.
Yeah.
I think that's what we needed to do.
So what you're saying is the coding was flawless.
Yeah. Again, proof that we were geniuses. We just never realize it. It's the world is giving us incorrect feedback.
Technology is attempting to obscure the godlike code being produced.
Yeah, but here's what's cool. We are now changing. We're changing the player from this WPF application, and through SignalR, we're getting those signals and the messages in.
All the data's changed. I mean, the only thing we're not doing there is just invoking the actual mechanic on screen, but we've shown that before. That'll be easy, right?
Yeah, we're going to do that soon. That's all pretty contained. What I thought I would do is kind of finish up where I left off, is what I thought I would do. So, let me, hold on a second. I had a couple alarms going off there on my phone. Those are taken care of. Let's show you where we left off. I created a visual over here. Basically, this idea is we've got some sort of margin here. And whatever that margin is, it's some percentage of whatever the shortest path into the center point on this is. And what I mean by that is here, if I move this over here and I say, okay, let's do this and bring this in like this. So we've got this kind of border edge. Whatever that, the shortest path, let's see, do I have one of these between two points things? I think I don't. I've got a double-sided arrow. I can use that. Okay, so between here and the center is the shortest path in right there. And so that shortest path, whatever that edge percentage is, it's going to be that percentage of this. So if that edge percentage is 1, we're going in with the full, if it's, what am I calling it? The edge, let's see what I'm calling it here. Edge. Thought I had it in this bit right here. There it is. Emitter edge spread is what I'm calling that. So if that's 1, it'll go all the way in and we'll be able to drop particles anywhere inside this rectangle. But if it's 0.5, it goes half of that distance in to the minimum distance, whichever's the shorter value here.
Right, and that's as measured from the outside.
Yeah,
so that when it's on the horizontal, you don't sort of, you will reach the edge.
Yeah, when it's on the horizontal, I'm not sure what you mean, but the answer is yes, it is measured from the outside.
Yeah.
So, all right. Did you want to explain what you meant, or you're happy with my ignorance?
You've got a non, I'm not sure what the correct term would be, but it's not a square, it's a rectangle.
Yes.
So obviously different dimensions. So as a result, if you were to take the figures from the shortest distance there, let's say it was 50 pixels, and you were to measure that 50 pixels horizontally from the center outwards, then you'd have emissions happening not on the edge.
Oh, I see.
Actually
right.
What you want is to be coming from the edge back inside. So
exactly.
50 pixels. So up to 50 pixels inside the outermost edge.
Yeah. This is why you're awesome, Rory. Never in the face of a challenge do you disappoint. Have I seen that happen?
You're talking about my ability to speak profusely on the topic, despite not necessarily having a clue where the sentence is going to end.
We're not revealing that neither of us have a clue. That's part of one of our agreements. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do that. So this is what it looks like, right? So if I say, for example, here, this would be like an edge spread of maybe a 0.25. Right, it's about a quarter of the way in, maybe a 0.2, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to see them around the edge like this. Well, to figure out this shape, so there's 2 challenges. One is, okay, well, we figure out the coordinates of the shape that we need to put the particles. The second challenge is we need to randomly generate thousands of particles a second in that area, which means we need a really fast way to randomly get that even spread in there. That's the challenge. And yesterday I was like, I couldn't really think of a great way, except for the only thing I thought of, because the first easy way is generate, see if it's in the illegal region. If it is, generate again. Which gets incredibly slow as this gets thinner. Right? Because the chances we're going to get wrong are high.
It slows down your particles as well, because you generate quite a lot of particles, but a larger percentage of them will just be in the invalid area. So it takes longer and longer. Yeah.
So it's going to slow down production. It's not what we want at all. So the idea I came up with yesterday, I think, is still the best idea for randomly figuring this out. And it goes like this. I'm going to break that area into 4 rectangles that you can see here. Right. Yep. By the way, this inner top, that's the coordinates of the inner top position here. Inner left, that's the coordinates, right? The x coordinate here, right? Yep. This is the x coordinate of this side of the inner rectangle. So I'm going to break those up and into 4, and each one of these 4 rectangles is bound by the coordinates that you see here written on the screen.
Yep.
So, with that said.
So you're going to randomly select one of those 4 to calculate relative to. Is that what you're going to do? And then you're going to calculate an x and y that effectively will
be offset
cause
by
it
its.
to be within,
Yes,
within the scope
exactly.
of that piece.
I'm going to randomly select one of the four, and I have to randomly select one of the four weighted by its area compared to the total area
Yes.
of the whole thing, right?
Absolutely.
And if I can do that, then I can very efficiently figure out where to put a particle in that range. So that's what I thought I'd do. I'd start with doing right now. So that's kind of the idea. Let's do that. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. Let's come out over. Oh, let's do two things before I do that. Well, I'll put this in now. We're going to go over to emitter, and I want to go into my rectangular particle generator. That's the person that's going to get changed. And let me come in here. Let's put this comment in here. Let's paste it. Can I paste that in there? No, didn't get copied as an image? I'm not sure. I thought I would just do this and it could come in and paste. And because I've got text in it, is that why it's not allowing me to do it? I think that might be it. And I don't think there's a workaround for that. All right, well, fine then. Let's do this. Let's copy that to the clipboard. Go to another image editor, paste in here. Now cut that to the clipboard from here, and then come over here and paste that in there. Really
There's
not?
always a way.
Why isn't it working?
Oh, no.
Wonder why that's the case. What do we? I'm working on a build of on a fresh build off the presses here. Let's see if something's going on with it with a new option. Doesn't seem like it. All right. Well, I don't know why that's not working. You want to put a time marker for me, Rory? And
Just doing that
see
now.
what the devs think on that. Maybe something was modified. Okay. So, all right, no worries. Let's go. The thing I wanted to show you is where we were leaving off over here. So I'm creating an emitter with a radius of 160. I just want to show that edge spread right there. I'm going to set that to 1 right now. I'm going to go in and reload it here. Will Bennett says, I sent you an email with a slightly simpler implementation, I think. Well, sorry, I did not see that yet today. I will look at that, I think, after the show, is what I think I'll do rather than bringing that up and reading that here. Would that be a smart move? I think that might be a smart move. All right,
Yeah.
so let's do that. Okay.
So just to remind ourselves, the emitter edge spread of 1 is 100% of the smallest distance from the edge to the center. In other words, these particles could emit from anywhere from the center to the edge.
Right, so if I do test edge now, like this, we should see it roughly over me, like this, right? So that's an edge spread of 1. So we got this working with the radius. If I change it to 0.5, like that.
Should be a hole in the middle.
There should be a hole in the middle. So we need to refresh it.
Clear it though, yeah. That's like a wonderful purple afro you got there.
Thank you. And
It's a great effect.
let's try it again. And there we go. So there's about halfway into the center. So this one's working. This is how we want the other one to work. And if I change it to 0, it's going to be right on the edge. I've got to refresh it again. Come over here. And there it is right there. So you're basically seeing the particles are only generated on the radius of the emitter shape.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. Next, what we want to do is we want to change this so we're no longer a circular one. We're instead a rectangular one, set rect shape. And I changed emitter edge spread. When we were coding this, it was a target value. And I changed it to be a number instead. Because I realized we're randomly putting things in this area anyway, so it doesn't need to kind of be a rough area. And for performance reasons, because we have to calculate these 4 rectangles, if we only have to calculate them once, way better than having to do it for every single particle every single time we create a new particle. So that's what I did. So basically in my setter, I check to see if the emitter edge spread is already the same. If it is, I'm just out. Otherwise, I come in and we set the new value. and I call particle generator dot edge spread is equal to value. So that's in particle generator. If we go in and look at that, it's got two of these. It's found for me. Okay, we go in and jump at that. In the abstract class particle generator, we've got a property here as well. And again, we check to see if it's the same. If it is, we're out. Otherwise, we set it, and we call edge spread changed. Right now, we're going to do nothing, let the descendants override. So this is all code I wrote in prep for today.
Yep.
Edge spread changed. If we did tab to next reference on that, we go down, we find I've added one to rectangular particle generator. And here's my big fat to do that says create those 4 recs based on the emitter edge spread to represent that area where we can add the particles. So that's what I want to do. Just because I'm, going to force this thing, I'm going to come in and hit copy one more time, see if I can paste it in. I bet, hold on, I bet if I start up, I wonder if it's a state issue. Let me start up a second instance, or it's not because I'm running, is it? I'm trying to figure out why that image isn't pasting in. Basically, the email is a link to this demo. All right, let's take a look at the demo. Pop this up.
Clickety click.
What the? You already did it? Oh, Jesus. It's nicely done. So you think you've got a better way than what I've got right now? Is that what you're saying, Will? Let's take a look at the code here. Return new point. What is it? Let's draw constructor. 6 minus half width. So, okay, so these are the coordinates of the rectangle, is what it looks like. The inner rectangle, I think. This dot x, if we're centering it, minus half width. Yeah, I'm going to assume the x and y look like they're center points right here. And so those are those. We've got inflate. Okay, so he's got an inflate thing going on. Contains point. This is me. Does it contain point? Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. Draw. Where is the create random point? Okay, here we go. So outer dot w. The outer rect and the inner. Oh, no. Yeah, this is what is making me nervous. If the inner does not contain it, then return it. What happens if it does contain it? What are we going to do? If random is less than corner point, adjust point, we're calling adjust point. Well, at least we're not doing a loop here. So it's like, okay, we're going to just...
You're not compounding random on random on random on random. You're starting with random and then adjusting it if necessary.
Yeah. Now what happens here? If point is less than inner dot x, which means we're return, if it's less than that, point with x6 margin, I think he's just moving it, is what he's doing. Yeah. And then adjust to the right. Yeah. Okay, so I see it, and I think I'm going to still do what I was talking about doing. I think I'm still going to do that. Moving the corners left or bottom. Yeah, so my gut feel is I'm not going to... So I got it. I see it. It definitely looks random, and we could definitely use it, but I think I'm going to move ahead and write the code with the as intended, as I was going to do it. Okay, well, thank you so much for that, though. I totally appreciate that. It's a really interesting take on that. I'm going to do it this way because this way I feel absolutely confident I'm going to get an even spread. I guess the thing I'm worried about with the moving, I feel like I should go look at this one more time. We can see if we saw that in there.
I didn't look at the code particularly closely, but my gut is that if you've got a point that's in the inner rectangle and you decide to move it, do you move it to what is effectively the inner or the outermost point of the inner rectangle? And so you bias your points to the inside.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I'm actually not seeing that. It looks like he is
I'm not
somehow,
either, which is why I'm a bit confused.
Somehow he's gotten a way around that, right? I'm not seeing that. We come in here and refresh it here. You're not seeing this. Like the odds are we should see more clustering around the edge if it was just simply moving it in.
Close to the inner rectangle
so
first.
What's that adjust?
That was
Yeah, let's look at that one more time. Point dot width x, the margin to x minus the left divided by the half width plus the outer left. It looks like what he's doing is, my guess is he's saying, well, if it's in here, let's put it in here, relatively the same line.
Okay.
That's quite
lines
clever, yeah. 84 and 85.
So you have a random distribution within the inner rect, which you then apply and scale correctly to the percentage of it that is otherwise there in the outer section. We've also got, you can uncomment the code at lines 48 and, sorry,
yeah, I just did that.
And 85.
I just did that, and what are the green? Are we changing the color? Is that what's happening? Are we doing that or not? If we're, yes, we're making, so the blues are the ones we're moving in, and the green ones, I think, are the ones that we're putting out, I think. I've not seen where the green color is set. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I got it. I think I'm still going to be like, I'm still not going to do it. Now the points are generated in the inner, so you see how they distribute is what it is. That's what that is. Okay. All right. So yeah, I want to say thanks to Will, but I'm going to continue along with the path that I was on, and we'll see how we get with this. But I think Will's right. I think that is somewhat. It does appear to be simpler. But I'm going to. The difference is. Go ahead.
If this algorithm of yours turns out to be looking less than optimal, we can always try that one afterwards anyway.
I think this is going to be optimal. I feel really good about the optimization on this one. There will never be we do have an extra random piece where we're grabbing between the four rects and choosing which one we're going to do. And so that is, and it's actually, we can write it so it's like maybe one to, yeah, I think we can do it with one extra random call, so we can do that. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do this. So we want to create 4 recs based on the emitter edge spread. Oh, I wanted to check the, while we're here, I wanted to come in, I wanted to copy this clipboard, come back in. Do we have a state problem, or is it my build? Is it a build problem? Look at that. It is a state problem is what it is. It appears to be. Okay. So let's come over here. I think you can hear Sex Positive in the background. She must be on Facebook or something like that. Did you find a meme, Karen?
I'm so sorry. No, I'm reading something. It's fine.
All right, fine. All right, so let's put this here. Let's save that. So we've got it here temporarily. Let's close this down. Bring it back up over. Let's come over here as well. Yeah, there it is. So we just couldn't paste. The paste didn't work. So can you give that additional information that we were in a state bug where the paste wasn't working? Maybe because we were running. I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but just note that we were running. The other one we were not. I just want to have this up here temporarily while I create these rectangles here. At the very least, I want to, okay, so we have got one of the things in here, we have our smallest distance in. So that's one of the important pieces that we need to use here. That's essentially our border is what we want to do. We want to do to create this. So we want to say, okay, we're going to say our we're going to say our, hold on a second, we know our, we don't have any of these variables yet. So we're going to say this dot top is equal to this dot y minus this dot half height. That's this dot top. Wait, why am I not getting a squiggly underline for this thing? It's just slow. Okay. Wait, why don't I have a y? Oh, it's this dot position, I bet, isn't it? No, what are we? Get new particle position. Oh, it's relative to, I think this dot y should be 0 from this perspective. If I'm reading this correctly. Look at that, we lost the, did I delete something?
That was interesting.
No, it was definitely there. Interesting, for sure. Okay. All right, so it is, I think this is going to be this dot 0, or I mean, sorry, just 0 minus half height, I think is what's going to happen. So 0 is the center of the emitter. The emitter doesn't really have an X and Y, it looks like. It looks like something else. I mean, the particle generator, it's just kind of has an origin in the middle of around which it generates things. So we're going to say this dot top. We're going to come in. We're going to declare that property. Then we're going to say this dot bottom is equal to this dot half height. Okay. We're going to take both of those and we're going to say this dot left and this dot right. And change these to half width.
Now, it may be a very tiny optimization, but presumably those particular variables never change across the life of an emitter. So could they not be calculated within the constructor rather than each time edge spread change is called?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we could definitely do that. Let's do that. So let's do this. Let's grab those, drop a marker, go into calculate fields. I call this whenever width or height changes.
Fair enough, yep.
So we're going to come down in there like that, and we'll put those pieces right there. Okay. And I think you'd also argue, well, that and that isn't really doing much for us, but I do like having the names of those and using those instead. Okay, so we've got the outer pieces we've just defined. Now we have to get the inner stuff. So this dot inner top is equal to this dot top plus this dot, what is it, min smallest distance in. Okay? Well, wait, smallest distance in is actually not true.
Smallest distance is to the center, not to the inner part of the
I'll get it for
outer
you.
rectangle or the outer of the inner, depending on how you look at it.
This dot edge spread times smallest distance in. So edge spread is going to be a number between 0 and 1. Okay? And in fact, let's enforce that just to make sure we're in good shape here with that. Set edge spread. And then we want to say something like if new value is less than 0, then we're going to say new value is equal to 0. If new value is greater than 1, then we're going to say new value is equal to 1, like that. Okay, so we're just fixing that, and let's go back to where we were. Okay, this dot inner top is equal to, so what we really want to do is we want to create a number here called border, like this. And you can define a clamp method in MathEX, for the piece we just wrote. Let's do it. Let's totally do it. That's a great idea. So we were at, let's go into edge spread. I like it, I like it, I like it. And so now what we want to do is say new value is equal to MathEX dot clamp 0, 1. I think.
Well,
let's
that's
put
a very
this,
nice syntactic way of doing that, yeah.
put this up at the top like that. clamp, sorry, new value. We are thinking about doing a, yeah. I was wondering, can we do an extension method on number to just, so we just call clamp on the number itself? But I'm okay for this for now. We'll do this. And there's my clamp. And all right, static clamp. And let's change this to value. Like that. Lower. Low bounds. Let's be consistent with what we've got up here, actually. Use the same piece right there. Okay, low bounds, high bounds. All right, so if it's less than low bounds, then it's equal to low bounds. Otherwise, if it's greater than high bounds, it's equal to high bounds, and then we're going to return value. Like that. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. All right. Okay. So there is, so that's clamp. Excellent. New value is equal to that. And then we're going to do these things. So we've clamped it down.
You probably don't need to clamp it until you've verified that it is not the same as what's already being stored. Save yourself a little bit of time.
You know, I think so too. You know, it's funny because I was thinking, oh, let's move it up so we don't ever, you know, get down, I guess, whatever. So I think what I want to do is maybe I do 2 of these. Is that weird? In other words, this saves us the first clamp, and this saves us all of this if we've simply, do you see what I'm saying? Because if I said it's like 5, then it's never going to, this is always going to fail. And then we're always going to call clamp, and then we're going to go in and call edge spread changed. So I'm thinking I do want to, I think I do want to clamp it first. I want to clamp it first is what I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, because ultimately, I guess that's the least. You know, it's funny because we were thinking all of this work we can put in here. Will says clamp before. Yeah, that's
he's with you.
Will's with me. I can't be wrong.
That's a pretty good endorsement.
We've proven that. That's been proven. Okay. Let's see. Edge spread change. We don't need to do anything there. Let's see if we can get back to where we were here. Okay. All right. So my border is equal to this. The edge spread times, that's my border, the border I'm bringing in here, right? And so then inner top is equal to this dot top plus border. And then we're going to come down and say inner bottom is this bottom minus border, like that. Then we're going to come in and say inner left is equal to this dot left plus border. And then inner right is equal to this dot right minus border. I think those are the 4 that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1. We may not actually need to make these fields right here because at this point we can create the rects. I think I want to change this.
These also qualify as things which should only be calculated once.
Yeah.
Rather than each time.
Yeah, but this is what I'm thinking is that we don't need to make these fields. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
If you're going to use the values in here in further calculations, which must stay in edge spread changed, but we argue that the calculations themselves can be calculated in, was it calculate values or fields? Then they'll need to move elsewhere and still be accessible from here.
No, I don't think we need these. I think we just need the 4 rectangles.
Okay.
That's all I think we need is the 4 rectangles. So let's kind of go find where those are. Inner top, I think, is the only one we ended up declaring here. We don't need that. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now we need to create some rectangles. I don't have a class for rectangle yet that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm going to say I don't based on that. So I think I want to create a class called rect. I want to throw it over here with vector for now, and then later we'll fish it out and put it in its own file.
Sure.
Constructor. So I'm going to construct with left, maybe a top, right, and a bottom, like this. There's one in the sample that you linked to out on Stack Blitz. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look at that. It's going to be see what we got out here. There is a rectangle out there. You've got an XY half width. You're doing half width and half height. You got inflate, contains point, and a draw, which is useful for diagnostics. Get left. Yeah, okay, I got you. Will's hating me today because I'm going to decline this as well. I see the properties, but I don't want to calculate. I want to pass those in because I already know these. I'm like, I think part of the thing on this, Will, too, and just to explain my, I'm like, that feeling is I'm prioritizing optimized code right now. And so I'm like doing everything I can. So I'm like, okay, I see it, I got it. But I'm going to essentially get there with something similar, I think, with this. I think, and again, like we said,
you got a perception that's going to be a very large quantity of particles in some instances of this, and therefore the quicker you can make, the tighter you can make the code, the better. So any excess calculation that we can move to an earlier stage and just say, well, we don't need to repeat this, is potentially a good thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say this dot width is equal to right minus this dot right minus this dot left. So I know I definitely need a width. No, I don't. I don't think I do actually yet. I don't think I need a width. I think I'm just going to do the right and left and give me a number between those two because I can already do that. But I do need the area. Oh, that's why I need the width, so I can get the area. So at least let's do this. We'll say let width of type number equal that. Let's come down here and say height, like that, and that's equal to this dot bottom minus this dot top. It's my height, and then we're going to say this dot area equals width times height, like this. And I think I'm going to need called a math.min here to say, do I need this? The area. If it's 0 all the way around, I need an area of at least, I've got to, yeah, I think I've got to do this. I think that I have to say, look, it's at least 1 pixel tall or wide, no matter what.
Isn't that going to be a max call at that point?
You're probably
pick the maximum
right.
of
Yes.
these two values.
I always mix these up, Rory. I'm always like, I want the number small, but I need to use max instead, right? I want to use at least this. I think it would be nice to say at least, right? Then I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what's happening. Okay, so yeah. In fact, should I do that right now in EX? Should I spend the time? No. Let's keep going. All right, so this dot area. So now we're going to have the area for the rect. And then I think let's see what we need to do with this. Let's see how we use it in the client code, and we'll extend it to fit what we need. So we're going to say here, this dot upper rect. Should I do this? Should I index? Should I put these in an array of 4, or should I give a variable name for each? Not sure yet. Let's see what happens. New rect, and then we're going to say that new rect, we're going to go up to our guide here. So the top one here, that top rect is going to be bound by this dot left, this dot top, and this dot right, and this, and then just inner top. Okay?
Yes.
So there's my upper rect there. I'm still thinking about whether I put these in an array or not of 4. Is what I'm thinking. I'm going to have an array of rects. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. The code, I think it may be a little easier to read if I do this. It's easier to read this way, but there's more lines of code, I think. Fewer lines of code with the other, but harder to read. So that's kind of what I'm debating in my head right now. So there's upper rect. Let's declare that. Let's duplicate the line. This is going to be our left rect right here, and that is bound by left and
Inner top,
inner
inner left, and inner bottom.
and inner left. Wait, is that right? Yep, that's right. And
Yep.
inner bottom. Okay, I'm going to let you look at those and tell me what to do. After this is the right rect right here.
Okay, so we're going to be bounded by inner right,
Okay. So
inner top,
inner right, inner top,
right, this dot right, I should say,
this dot right,
and inner bottom.
and inner, whoops, inner bottom right up there. Okay, yep, that looks right to me. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And the
And
final one is the bottom rect.
the bottom rect,
Bounded this dot left,
okay,
inner bottom, this dot right, and bottom. Well, this dot bottom, I suppose.
okay, yeah, this dot. There we go. All right, so we did all that. Let's declare those pieces. Boom, 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 boom. Whoops. Declare. Looks like it's declared. Now I want to say this dot total area. I think I need that. I need the total area because I need to get. I need to. Hold on. Did that not declare? There we go. Okay. So that's going to be all of
So
these.
all of those with area properties just
Yeah.
summed together.
Yeah. Area plus. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Is it easy? Is it arguably easier to read? So this is the left rect plus this dot right rect plus this dot bottom rect. Okay. Okay. Are we in trouble with the using this word right here, Rory, with British folks? Do I need to change that, rename that, so we're not in trouble? Are we good?
No.
Okay, I don't know what that meant.
no.
It sounded sarcastic, but I can't tell. All right, so there's my total area.
No, we're fine.
So I've created the 4 rects based on the emitter edge spread to represent the area where we can add particles. So we've done that. That to-do is gone. Yay. Okay, so now I've got the upper rects there, all of that. So that feels good. So next, randomly select one of the 4 rects weighted by our area and pick a random spot there. So this is the next thing we have to do. So what I want to do here is I think I want to create...
So that's the reason why an array might be an interesting way of doing it, because you could literally pick
Yeah.
a number between 1 and 4, 0 and 3.
Well, not
However,
quite.
Having picked it, you still need to figure out the velocity of that particle,
Yeah. Yeah,
and you need to know which one it was in order to give it a sensible range.
Well, you also have to weight it by the area. So if I have a very long rectangle, the chances it's going to be in one of the longer rectangles is greater, should be greater than in the smaller ones. So I have to weight it. Will says, could also subtract the inner rect area from the outer rect area. Oh, you're right. We could totally do that for the total area right there. We'd have to create an outer rect, though. And we'd have to create an inner rect, which we haven't done yet.
2 additional rects.
There may be a more clever way too, but I've got it. Look, at least this is, I got it working, Will. Will is like chasing me. He's like right behind me, right? Meanwhile, on my other monitor, this is happening, right? It just continues to fill up, right? He's taunting me on my left monitor while we code. All right, so, and on the right monitor, he's taunting me in the chat room. So I'm like, I got to just focus in the middle to get this done. All right, So here's my thought on this, Roy. We are going to do this. We're going to say rect. What's it going to be like rect? I don't know if index is the right word. Rect indexer. I'm going to do this is equal to random dot max of this dot total area. Okay. Then I'm going to say if rect indexer is less than, if it is less than this dot upper rect, hold on, let's come down in here. Let's say let rect to generate n be of type rect. Get that right? Rect. And then I'm going to come down here and say rect to generate n is equal to this dot upper rect. Hold on, I'm almost done. I know I got the squiggly line there. Dot area. Okay, so if the indexer is less than the upper rect end area, then we're going to do that. If it's not, then we're going to come in with an else statement right here, and we're going to say rect indexer minus equals that area. This is where having these in an array creates simpler code, right? Because we just go through our rectangles, right? And also the total area kind of becomes simpler too, I think. And yet I'm continuing to push on. I'm observing myself, even though I'm aware that I could simplify it. I am continuing to push on here for a bit.
Well, presumably you would be thinking of simplifying it by changing your references to a very specific rect to a numerical index within that array. Is that correct?
No, what we're going to do is, so here we're checking upper rect, then we have to do the same test on left rect, right rect, and bottom rect is essentially what we have to do.
So you could have looped through, in theory, had it been in an array, but equally, you could create a method that takes a rect on which to perform these operations, and then just call it 4 times.
Yeah, let's see, kind of, but we're modifying though the indexer.
The operation.
We're modifying these pieces, and so I'm like, I don't think I want to do that either. So, all right, so let's do this. What's Will saying over here? Rectangles are symmetric. You can multiply, divide by 2 for upper and sides. Yeah, never mind, you're doing them separately. Yeah, no, I think I get what you're talking about, I considered as well, right? I'm like, because they're symmetric, we can just divide it really into 2 rectangles, and depending on where it is, then we shift it left or right, or up or down if it was kind of outside the bounds. But I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this at first, and we're going to look at the code in how it looks in a not so pretty way. So we'll do this. Let's select a little more text before I do that. A little more of the code. All right, so we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to say left rect, good, and then duplicate again, right rect, fine. Do it one more time and change this to bottom rect, like that. Let's format that. And so this is what I think it looks like. This is where we're going here. So this I think is all inside braces. Right here. And then we're down here. This is all inside braces. And soon we're going to we've got one extra, I think, if else here, down near the end here. We're at here. This is all in braces. Whoops. And rect indexer is that minus the area that we're doing. And then we're down to it's only one choice right here.
Yeah, I think that's
it right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what's happening here is this helps us pick what rectangle we're going to generate in. So we're guaranteed out of this, right? If we come in here, we're guaranteed we have an assignment there. Otherwise, we have an assignment here. Otherwise, we have an assignment there. So we're guaranteed a rectangle to generate in there. And then now that we have that rectangle to generate in, now it's we're rock and roll right now. It's this line of code we need to change using this. And I think we're done and ready to test after we change this line of code. So we're going to say random of, and instead of saying this width minus half width, right, which is going to put us plus or minus off of the 0, we've already established the plus and minus on these, the left and right locations of this. So this is going to be random between, wait, hold on. No, we're going to say random max of rect to generate in dot, oh, and now I need the width is what, no, let's do this instead. Let's just say random between, it's going to be easier. Generation dot left and rect to generate in dot right. Okay, so there is that. There's no subtraction of half width here. Okay, so there's that first parameter. Second parameter is similar, but it's top and bottom. So let's do that. So we're going to, it's between the rect to generate in dot top. And this is kind of partially why I was kind of reluctant on this. And when I say this, what I mean is, aside from this bit of code here, which arguably could be, it could be optimized, as well as this line of code here could also be optimized. What I have now is something that's, in my view, incredibly efficient in terms of what we're doing. Our random number, our rectangle doesn't have anything else besides what we need, and we're getting the between numbers right. Very little. It feels there's an efficiency feel here that I have, and then so now that I've got that offset, then that offset is in the right ranges, and that's still relative to the center of the emitter. So I'm pretty sure that's all going to work. If we come in and refresh it, one more change we have to go to Dragon Game. We've got a rectangle shape, so we have that. All right, so that's good. I think we're good. Let's do this. Let's grab this guy right here. Let's do a refresh. We'll come in and say test edge there. And that feels like, is it off screen? Let's see. There we go. Okay.
That's pretty nice.
Well, let's see if it's working though. We've got an edge spread of 0. Okay. So they're all showing up at the edge. Let's change the edge spread to 0.5. So it's halfway through. And so we should see this rectangle diminish in size when we do that. So let's do that. Waiting for the load to finish. There it is. Did that diminish in size? I think it did.
Definitely diminished, yeah.
I think it did. All right, so let's come in and let's make it edge spread is 0.8. So we're getting a little closer to the center here. Let's refresh. And this is very cool if this is working. So that wasn't too much work that we had to do to get there. And again, Will, even though we didn't use your code, your contributions are awesome. Yeah, and it's getting tighter. So you can see it. And and so you can see, because it's got a greater area, they're kind of a little more spread out, but that's the case. So let's come in and let's go say edge spread of 1. By the way, I'm so glad this worked, because if it didn't, we'd have to go figure out what was wrong in the code in visual. When you got really visual stuff like that, you're like, wait, what? And there you go. So that's a 1, which is exactly what I wanted to do, right? It is somewhere on that line. It's creating a particle, and based on its position, it's giving it a direction. And Roy, this is one of the things we worked on when you weren't here, which is we got rid of the bulge that was happening, because and we figured out a way to do that. And so that's kind of what's happening. So we have kind of a more rectangular shape.
It's very nice.
Cool. What's our time? Oh, we're almost on time to go. You have to leave here right on time, or what's your timing today?
I have an unpredictable amount of time between now and half an hour. Someone's coming to pick me up, because I can't walk anywhere.
Okay, perfect. So the voodoo plan worked to get you to stay later.
Oh, it's stunning.
I've got.
I'm walking around here like Ed 209 from RoboCop. Unless I walk in a crouched fashion, I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, I've got my phone up here. I've got an over satellite view. I see the person coming to collect you, but I've just caused a car accident right in front of them, and so that's going to be a little slower. All right, so let's do this next. Let's go. Let's pick up where we kind of left off yesterday, where we have this thing right here, right? And let's make this do something. Okay?
Sure.
That's my next thing I want to do. Because this is
the thing we declared at the early part
Yeah.
of the particular broadcast would be easy.
Did we say that?
Well, I may have
All right.
hinted-ish.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
At the end of the day, you've got the communication going between the WPF app and your hub, as is obviously, and in fact back down to the browser, which is shown by the events, literally the console logs that you've got going there. So we know the information is transmitting. All we need to do is to respond to those messages instead of console logging to actually issue the commands that we were previously able to by manual.
This part should be easy. This part should be totally easy. So let's work on that. So I'll just drag this off to the side for a second here. We don't need this right now, I think. We do need to go over into connection.ts. And over here we were calling character stat scroll.focus item and player changed. Let's go look at that. Here's where the console log is, where we're sending that data out. And now what we can do is do that magic thing, right? We have to do one more thing though. Remember over here, we had that weird scenario where if we didn't call test scroll first, right? So what I want to do is I just want to grab this stuff there, copy that. And then I want to go find where we are initializing somewhere inside our Dragon game. Let's use CodeRushed to help us find it. There we go. All right. So now we're going to be always good to go with our character stat scroll. Maybe even better to be calling like this dot initialize scroll like that. Okay, so there's initialize scroll. Now that we've got this here, let's go find the other code that's kind of almost identical to this. Clean that up. Okay. All right, cool. So so that takes care of that. Then let's look at the other pieces that we have here where we were making some changes to it. When we changed to the selected character index, that's all we did right there, right? So we said, so that's what we do when we change from character 1 to character 2. So let's go over in here. And I think I want to do something like this. I want to say, hey, if, oh, we're in it, sorry.
We're in it, yeah. Well, we need even less context than we have supplied.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so it looks like this now. So if the character index, player character index, is not equal to player ID, like that, and then what we want to do is we want to come in and say, okay, let's set those equal to each other.
Yep.
I think. That's what I think we want to do. And, my open needs a now. And I don't have a now here. Well, Will's going to cringe if I do this, I think. Do I have a world context here? I don't have a world from character stat scroll. I feel like something inside of here does have one.
I know all of the emitters and particles were able to be extending. Actually, you are a world object there.
Am I? Extends world object.
Yeah.
Hold on. So it's this dot. There's got to be a now in here. A now milliseconds. What? Hold on. Let me come up here. Look at world object. Oh, world objects is different from world though. So hold
Sure,
on.
but does not a world object know the world it is in? Or is that not the case?
I don't think it does.
Maybe not. Okay.
It does not know it. Okay, so there's a game though that. Hold on one second. A game that has now MS. Okay, so let's do that. What I need to do. Oh man, I'm so going back and forth with what I want to do to fix this. I'm going to do this now. Will's going to cringe. Will's gonna have a talk with me later on.
Cover your eyes, Will.
But I'm doing this for right now.
There is no performance now. This
Okay.
is not the code you're looking for.
So that's going to give me my open right there if it's not equal to it. In fact, if anything, we're just going to work off a player ID for right now. And we're only going to do that. Scroll state is none. And let's just see what happens with that. Okay. So let's go grab our instance of Chrome that we're testing with. Let's refresh it. Bring our console up too so we can see that. Come over here to our app and see what happens. Okay, I think it's working here. Let's go so we can actually see the left side. Oh, except for I made a change here for the background here. Okay, so it looks like it's essentially working. Let me zoom out a bit. So it's essentially working. It's using the wrong background because of something I did, a change I made. The change I made is for highlighting, and that background it's using is a semi-transparent version of the background. Let's fix that. The pages.
But the good news, of course, is that the control is working. All right, it is changing to the correct character. It is re-rolling or unrolling the scroll, and the actual facts are changing. It is working correctly, save for this one minor graphical issue.
Right. Let's figure out that. That's in the scroll backs. Scroll backs is here. Here we go. This dot page is the scroll page, which is defined as this. And I think I want to make this be I'm going to call this de-emphasis maybe. This is for the, that's going to be equal 0. Main is 1, skills is 2. Okay, so now let's go look at scroll page here. Scroll page main. Okay, so that might have fixed it right there. Because we're setting it to main and skills. That I think is totally fixed it just by adding that de-emphasis piece there. So let's try that.
Okay.
We're going to refresh this. And click. There we go. That's
Nice.
Karen. That's Kent. There's Mark, and we don't have Kayla we don't have one for Kayla yet. What's going on here, though?
There's some
I'm showing
slight offsets of
I'm showing-
overlay information.
I'm showing the wrong data, so it's not entirely fixed here. So page is this. Let's go see what's going on with page. Scrollbacks.add, that's good. Page index is this dot page. Page index.
I saw a page that was specifically setting 0 rather than a constant. Is that an issue?
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah. Let's do this. And I notice I have page and page index are kind of the same, and I think I need to consolidate those. Let's just put a to-do here. Not do it now, but let's say consolidate with page if possible. Like that. Okay. So now let's try refresh over here again. Refresh. And switch. Nope, still wrong.
No, it's still off.
Okay, hold on.
So is that the wrong data, or is it some kind of offset that's moving the data outside of where it's expected to be?
I think the offset's off. This is the data. This is stats page. So it's selected stat page index. Let's see what's going on with that. Stat page index is 0. There we go. I can do that. I can do that to fix it. Yeah, that's the fix. It's not pretty, but it is. But it's the fix. That's going to fix it. I'm declaring. Boom. Yeah, there you go. Now everything's
That's
in the right
better.
spot. Okay.
Gotta say, it looks good, man.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And then we're going to go. The next step is to make it so I can click on these pieces and then change the pages here. In fact, let's show this working live over the stream, right? Because, we should do that, right? So I'm switching to this view, switching back over here to reload the overlay. And now, once the overlay is loaded, it looks like it's loaded, I should be able to pop that in live over the stream. What? Why is everything off? It was just working in the other one.
Huh.
Let's refresh the overlay.
Just a refresh issue?
Well, I don't know, actually. That's weird. One more time. Just saw it work in one. It's done it one more time. Let's see if it's the same and we still see the problem. Still see the problem. Let me try this. Overlay bot. I'm going to go into the properties for this in OBS, and I'm going to say, look at that. Do you see that? I think it just changed it to, because I was scrolling, I touched the mouse wheel as I was moving that
I've never
down.
liked that.
Yeah, it's not good.
I've seen it in a few places. Yeah, the wheel mouse effectively causes changes when you have a numeric dial inside a scroll panel. Not good.
That's it. That was it. We had to refresh it. And so there it is. So that's really cool, right? Live during the stream, right? As the Dungeon Master changes the app for managing stats and characters and things like that, this is going to pop down right there, right? We are combining the particle system, the animations, right? And including this full screen animation, right? That's just bringing those pieces and slamming them right down there onto the background, right? It's very, very cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think what I want to do is, I think this is a good ending point for the show, Rory, I think.
We've had a lot of success today.
Yeah, and I think the next step is let's make it so I can change the pages. Or maybe, wait, you're sitting around there waiting, aren't you?
I have a couple minutes to kill, yeah.
Oh, Will Bennett is saying, I doubt character stat scroll is expecting milliseconds. That's in the opening time. Let's see what's going on with that. It could be too. Let's just double check that. That is in, I'm totally forgetting where we were. There it is right there. Open. Let's look at what's going on in open. It's not even using now, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'm not sure what to do with this at all now, because what happens if it starts using it? It's got to have it because others need it. We don't need it. So should I add that performance call, that additional call to performance now? Yeah, I'm okay with that because it's not a big deal. All right, so since you're sitting around, let's change this. Let's go to the next level. Let's make it so I can change the pages here by clicking on the page. That's what I want to do.
That's cool.
Okay, so let's look at the code for that. We're going to go over into C# a bit. Let me refresh
If
this.
I remember correctly, didn't we already rig the messaging stack to be capable of doing either one of those changes?
Yes, it's the
So
same
we've got
call.
a character change and a page change go through the same call. So
Yes.
there's no more actual SignalR necessary. Well,
Right.
apart from the actual,
No.
send the message
There's-
and then receive the message, but the
yeah.
actual infrastructure is present.
Yes, it is. So we're in DHDM over here. Clark AO says, hey Mark, good to see you, man. Good to see you too, Brian. How you doing? Good to see you out here. If you're just joining us, Rory, you want to tell,
Yeah.
in case Brian hasn't
Well,
seen this in a while.
Right, you've maybe not seen this in a while. So we've skipped obviously about in a few different projects. We're still doing graphical-based JavaScript stuff, but this time we're facilitating another stream that Mark's going to be starting soon, wherein he and a band of amazing adventurers will be embarking on a crusade of some description and playing some Dungeons and Dragons. And in order to facilitate this, we've been creating some tools for the Dungeon Master to use that involve character sheets and magical effects. You can see an effect on the screen there right now, and there's the scroll changing back and forth between various pages, various people. And this is all going to be controlled by the Dungeon Master from a WPF app. So we're using some SignalR from the WPF app through to a hub on the server, which then feeds back into the page, which is what's being fed out on the stream. So a huge amount of awesome basically going into providing a really crisp and clean experience for everybody watching.
Also,
we're just about to change direction slightly so that we're going to reuse an existing piece of SignalR. So instead of changing between the different characters, we're going to allow the Dungeon Master to pick a different page of their stats,
right?
Because perhaps one of those is going to be involved in some event coming up.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun stuff. Hold on, test purple magic. I want to show you. I've been. Brian, you're hearing Rory, who's my co-host on the show most of the time. Check this out.
Hey,
this is our particle generator. Whoa, right there. So our particle generator we built in the last, I want to say 3 or 4 episodes as well. And the particle generator is actually we're using it when we open up these scrolls. So when I choose this, those particles that you're seeing just as it kind of opens up, those kind of magical effect, that's from our particle generator. So we've built this really cool particle generator. We're going to use this as well. One of the things we intend to do is allow people to play as characters on screen in a mini games that have nothing to do with or are closely related to the Dungeons and Dragons that's going on, and they'll be able to shoot flaming arrows and cast magic spells, and the particle emitter will be central to a lot of those effects that will give those little animated characters that they'll be able to control from the chat room. So with that, but notice, by the way, this last change I made got rid of this page here. We'll have to fix that as well. So if we look at the code for that, if we come over to mainwindow.xaml here, and actually let's go into the, we're going to have to shut everything down when we go to the code view. Let's actually do that now. Let me do this and just reset this piece, come back over here. And by the way, Rory, kind of interesting. We were thinking, oh, should we end the show? And then thinking, no, let's keep going. And Brian shows up. We're like, awesome. Okay. So let's see. We want to go to, this is where we're making the calls right here, where we are calling player page change. So we're doing that. I'm going to go ahead and kill this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut down the stuff that's running. And that'll shut down Mr. Announcer Bot as well. And we'll be able to make some changes over here, and then we'll restart it, rebuild it, load it back up again. So let's see. We want to go to, let me do one other thing so I don't forget to do that. We need to kill every instance of Chrome that's up so that we can restart quickly. Okay, so I want to go to the XAML for a second here. I want to fix this thing right here because I added a new image. Oh, that's coming from character sheets.xaml right here. Let's fix that. So grabbing these files here, here, and here, this is going to become 1. That's going to be 2, and that's going to be 3. I got a mouse down on all of these in my, so this is a user control I have here. So that just fixed the one on the left now, so it's showing the right one. Our intention is to put edit controls over all of these. So when the Dungeon Master goes in to edit one of these, it'll be highlighted and that page will be shown on the game overlay. So that we'll be able to see. So say, for example, I have to make a dexterity saving throw. The Dungeon Master will click that, and we'll use the particle generator to highlight a rectangle around that. And we'll also use contrast adjustments as well so that it shows up very bright, high contrast. Or I say very, but obviously it's highlighted. It'll be highlighted, it'll be glowing, that sort of thing. And so the viewers will know, oh, there's the number, there's my bonus for the dexterity saving throw, just as the dice are rolling. So it's kind of
made adjustments to the emitter such that we could give an emission point. So not just a point emission of lots of particles, but in fact a border around anything we choose so that they can be emitted from the edge and thus keep that central area clear, maintaining the highlights. So that was done just earlier in this particular episode. Yeah,
that's what we did. All right, so we've got mouse downs. Nothing happening yet inside of here. This is where we want to kind of do something with that. I think what I want to do is do nothing necessarily here that's knowledgeable. This is a control that I've dropped down, right? This is just a user control, and I've dropped it down on Kent's page, on my page, on Mark, on Karen's and Kayla's page. Everybody's that. And what is that right there? What is that? It's like showing me there's some sort of problem, but I don't know what the problem is indicating there. I'm not sure what that means. I don't see, I haven't noticed that before. All right, if anybody knows, let me know if you're a WPF expert. I've not actually been living in WPF in a while. Okay, so, but I've got this on every single one of these pages. I've got this thing out here. I've got one of these dropped out here. So, so what I want to do is I want to create in my character sheet, I want to create a routed event is what I think I want to do. And the event is going to be page change. I think that's what it's going to be. So let's do that. I've got a CodeRushed template REV to create a new routed event. And I'm going to call this page changed event.
So for those who've been following us for a while now, you've seen us use CodeRushed for a lot of things, really. Across the board, it's a useful tool. It's going to make life easier for lots of little pieces. You've seen some smaller templates, but this is one of those king of templates, okay? You look at the amount of code that produced here when we triggered this template and think how much effort that costs to get right, how much ceremony there is to get right for any of this to work. And Mark had like, what, 3-4 characters, plus obviously some small customization for the particular use this time round. And it's just done.
Yeah. So I need to, I don't want to use, I don't want to make this a routed event handler. I want to make it a paged changed routed event handler, which is going to be, here's another template D for creating delegates, which is going to bring in the page change event args. Page changed event args, which I haven't declared yet. I need to declare it. Whoops, page change event args is what I declared, what I used down below. And then let's declare that. Declare that class. That's going to descend from, I think, routed event args. And we need a call to base here. Routed event. And I think base has already got handled in it, so we don't need handled. I'm pretty sure. Now, what I need to do is then also, I need to then now customize it. What I want to do is customize this piece next. And here's where we pop this in. So page change. So character change. So we need to have a property, I think that's going to have our active on page change, or we just do this. Let's make it simple for now. Let's create a new integer parameter called page index, like that. And then we're going to pass that in as well here. And I'm not sure I need the preview right here on this. I think I can almost argue it's unlikely that I'm going to need it. So I'm going to kill that, I think. And let's kill this. Make this simpler.
Whilst you've been coding there, Mark, Clark.io says, I'm going to be lurking, but added you to my Discord friends announcement channel so that I and the community are more aware of when you're live. Thanks very much, Clark.io. That's really good of you. Obviously, we'll see some more of you as time goes on, I'm sure.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with Discord yet. I should probably do that at some point. But okay, so here we go. This is going to be our page index, like that. I'm going to use CodeRushed again, come in here and say, let's declare property with initializer, like that. So we're good. We've got our page index. I think I only need this to have a getter on it. And which means, wait, sorry, private, like that, private setter. Okay, so, and I think that's going to take care of it. So that gives us the ability in character sheets to have an event called the page changed event. And now all we have to do is trigger it here. So we're going to come down here on page main. We're going to say that page index, I'm going to call that 1, I think, Rory, because we remember we said 0 was, you know, I'm basing it on the I'm basing it, whoops, not there. Hold on. Let's go back over here. I'm basing it on the, was it scroll? What did you know it was?
The
Character stats scroll. I'm basing it on the enum here. Right here.
Okay, yeah.
So main is 1, skills is 2. There's one more in here. This is going to be...
equipment, wasn't it?
Yeah, equipment. Thank you. Equipment, that's equal to 3. Speaking of which, when we load up the scroll backs, one of the things we do in the new for this is we tell it how many frames we're expecting, I think. Expected frame count. We are now at 3, I think, for this. Is that frame count is... Wait, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? It's interesting. I wonder if it loaded them all anyway. I wonder if it just keeps going or no. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there should be 4 of those scroll backs. Okay. On page change. So here we're going to do, let's get that enum, and let's at least stick it out here as well. Put it somewhere in here. And is the syntax identical between TypeScript and C#? It looks like it is.
It's pretty close.
Totally. It's awesome. Okay, cool. So now I'll say scroll page.main. Then we got code that's easier to read. Nice. And I guess I got to do is int, typecast it to int, which I think I can do with a CI template right here. Cast to int to get me that. Oh, it's nice to be back in C# with like loads of templates. Okay, and then this one is going to be skills. And if I was smart, I would have done that, copied it to the clipboard, come down here and paste it, and then we could just come in and say equipment like that. Whoops. Okay. So there's my on-page change. That's in character sheets. That means now inside...
So catch that at the higher level, yeah?
Yeah. Back in the higher level over here, for example, on this one, I should be able to go into Toolbox. No, not Toolbox, Properties. Sorry, hold on. Let's go over here, hit F4 to bring up Properties. Click over here. And now it's, I think, page index change. Do I have to rebuild? Am I not going to see this? What's it going to take for me to be able to see that routed event? Clark says, it's a great way to keep in touch with the community when you're not live. Highly recommend it. I'm using it to help share visibility of other dev streamers on here too. Okay, thanks. Can you send thanks out in the chat room for me?
Absolutely.
And let's see if we got any. I did a rebuild, and I'm still not seeing the page changed event here. Let's double check that. Here's my view code option. The name of this event is page changed. So it should totally be there. And yet in my events, I don't see it. Just a bunch of previews. So let's see if I can get it anyway here. So here's my character sheets right there. Then I'm going to say page. Whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Let's get in the right place. Let's close this down since it's just not helping me at all right now. Still in the wrong place. There we go. Page changed equals new event handler. Well, it figured it out there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do the same thing. Let's come down in here. Page changed. Pop it down in here as well. New event handler. Okay. And let's come down over here as well. Page changed, new event handler. And then finally, let's come down into what's happening here. Local character sheets. Oh, looks like I lost that. Okay, cool. And then down here as well, page changed. New event handler. Look at that. That's Visual Studio, not adding that extra quote on there. That was weird. Okay. There's those. So now if we go out into the code, we should see those event handlers added. They are there. And
Yep.
now let's go in and do this. All right, here we go. So invoke async. In fact, you know what I want to do? Let's create a new function here called, oh wait, we can just do it from here. Perfect. We've already got the function I want. Okay, cool. So we're going to come in and we're going to say, what are we doing from here? Selected index is the player index. Okay, cool. So we're going to come in here and say, do this. And we're going to pass in EA dot page index. I think. Yep, that's what we're going to
So
do.
realistically, do we need 4 copies of that, one for each player, or can we maybe target the same?
Yeah, we can do
handler?
that. We can do that. I was thinking we would have to specify which one, but I forgot that selected index was there. So I'm just going to rename this to that, and then I'm going to delete these others and fix all that. Right? So we're going to just have
Excellent.
fix the other ones. All right. So I just realized it would be faster to rename the other ones. Maybe, arguably. Oh wait, am I in the wrong spot? No, I'm in SAML. Good.
That looks good.
All right. So this. Why didn't the rename kick in here? All right. Anyway, those are fixed. Okay. So now I feel like we can run. And
Yeah.
I think we got a shot of this. Oh, the only other thing. Oh, no, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's try it. Clarkio says bang EX. I have no EX command. What are you expecting? All right, here we go. Got an exception thrown. What's this? Page changed. Line number, inner exception. Argument cannot bind to the target method because the signature security is not compatible with that of the delegate type. Did I get the delegate wrong? Hold on. Let's stop it a second. Let's double check. Right here. From the README here. Oh, excellent. Yeah. That's not working because I shut everything down right now. So it will be working later. That we do have a bang EX command. Okay. Let's look at the character sheets piece over here. This I think is my problem. It's a page change routed event is what I think it is. Is that right? Page change routed event handler. Sorry. I think is that it or no? Wait. No, wait. That's not my problem. Routed event should be okay. Page changed event should be okay. Oh. Page change routed event handler. What is wrong? What am I doing wrong? I think I need... Yeah, I think the, let's go, can we get the error back up? We can't because we shut it down. Page change event. Oh, how do I do this? I'm going to have to bring up Chrome for a second here. WPF custom routed events. What do I need to do? Custom routed event. Yeah, but they're not changing the routed event args. Well, fine. If you're going to make me do that, I can do that. Fine. That's probably going to fix it. Well, we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. Okay, fine. Fine. The problem is now I have this data, right? And I'm like really wanted to send it with the event args. How are we doing this? That way anyway? In other words, I just do it anyway and raise the event? Or do I send it as some additional kind of thing here. Let's see if that works. See if that works. I'll be happy if that works. All right. So on-page change is there. Is it going to compile and run? Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll need to, we've got that extra class we'll need to delete. Looks like I did not delete my instances of Chrome. Sorry about that. Let's restart that. Hold on, we have a different exception though. No, that one's different. What's this? Failed to create a page change from the text. Page change, line number 18. Can we make this smaller? That was sarcastic. Interception. Can I bind to the target method because the signature security transfer agency is not compatible with that of the delegate type? I thought I fixed that. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to use the template one more time to get it. And see what we get if I don't make so many changes to it. All right. Routed event. Page changed. Like that. And I'm going to do that. We're going to keep all these. We're going to keep that. All right. So now on page changed. On page change, though, is going to need to get a page index, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, the yeah, I'm not, I think I'm doing something fundamentally wrong. I need to do research on it. Yeah, I'm not liking any of that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do instead. Not my favorite thing to do, but I'm going to create a, a property.
Right, Mark. Well, I have just received word that my lift has arrived. I am going to hobble down to them.
Okay. Hey, I hope you feel better, Rory.
I'm 50-50 on tomorrow. It'll be interesting. Because if I'm well, I'm supposed to be somewhere. But if I'm not, I could very well be here regardless. In any case, thank you very much, Mark. This has been very interesting. We had a lot of success, if not maybe with this very last part. And let's be clear, it is really starting to look kind of snazzy, isn't it?
It's getting, it's not bad. It's not bad here. All right. We'll talk to you later, Rory.
Catch you later.
All right. Bye. All right. So I'm going to just create a property here. We'll call it page like that. And what's going on here? What are you not liking about this? Property type is less accessible. Then scroll page, I think we just need to make this public right there. And I think that's going to be okay. That's going to fix that. And then what I'm going to do is I want to go on page changed. I want to new page, and that's going to be of type scroll page. And then I want to come down here and say this dot scroll page. Actually, don't need that is equal to new page, like this. And then, what's my problem here? Wait, what's my problem here? Is it because I'm thinking TypeScript syntax? That's what it is. Okay. Hold on, let's go there. Okay. Sorry, Will, I see a reverse argument in type. Thank you. I had another thing blocking the chat room. It's up now. Okay, so now we're just going to get rid of this and this. And this. Yeah, TypeScript and C#. You caught me. Okay. And and scroll page is equal to the page. We set the event. Then in our handlers, I posted a link for the event args. Now I'm sad because I wanted that like 5 minutes ago. Passing parameter with custom routed event. Oh, there's the question. Okay. Create routed event args. That's what we did. I thought we were really awesome in that way. We did this. We did that. We nailed that. Registering the event. I think we may have changed that. No, we did. We got that right. That part was good. Okay, I think we're good there. Here's the animation timeline. So, routed event args raised, animation started event. Huh. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at this. I'll take a closer look at this and we'll see what's going on there. It looked like we were pretty close to getting it right. I'm not sure what was wrong in that. Now to continue the fix though, I need in my handler here to say here. So I want to come in here and say sender as character sheets, like that. Declare local for that. And then if not null, then I want to come in here and instead of you saying EA page index, it's going to be character sheets dot scroll page, I think is what it was. No, page. Type scroll page. And we need to cast that as an int, like that. By the way, if you're using CodeRushed in C#, this is just awesome. CI like that, and space will cast it as an int. CS will cast it as a string, right? You save a ton of, or CSR there, in that case, a stream reader. You save a ton of keystrokes there. No need to grab the parens at all to put those in. Speaking of which, on an empty line, a C like SR for stream reader will give you a different kind of casting, like that. Okay, let me just undo it. So I think we're good there now. So I think we have the essence of this now. So now I think we're ready to test this out. And the one thing is this should now become just event args, is what this should be. Character sheets page changed, because now everything's normal again. Let's run it and see what happens. Oh, we still got it. Cannot bind the target method because its signature security transparency is not compatible with the delegate type. So is the error something different? So we got copy that to the clipboard. Wait. So only relevant to a small geographic area? Really? 16 people upvoted this? Huh, okay. Not quite my question. So what's we got here? Change your code to what? Delegate.create delegate. Well, we don't really have any. Maybe I've got something fundamentally wrong here in the way I'm doing the. Let's go look at the character sheets right here. Let's break it. I just want to see if with the changes I have, if I do a rebuild here, if I do see the routed event in there, that page changed event. It's a strange error message. If rebuild all succeeded. I do see it. What is the problem? I don't get this at all. I think we got to say run one more time so we can see the error message again and look a little closer. Yeah, so the error message might have been something different. In which case we might have been okay with where we were going with the, you know, all our code might have been okay. It looked like the code was okay. Okay, we have two things here. We have one, we need to kill all instances of Chrome. That's this message. Number two is failed to create a page changed from the text, character sheets page changed. Line number 18 and line position 29. So that's in our XAML. So we come over here, line 18, position 29, that's this. Failed to create a page changed based on character sheets page changed. If we look at that code and that signature, signature security and transparency is not compatible with the delegate type. Is this supposed to be routed event args? Is that my problem? That might be my problem. Let me kill this. Let me try generating one more of these and see what happens. Let's kill that, save that. Let's come in here and say, do this. Create new, and let's go jump into that. It's routed event args. I think that was our problem. Okay, so let's go get that, put it in there. At least we're narrowing it down and finding out what the problem is. Okay, so there we go. So kill those two. Save, come over to here, change this one to use page changed as well. Save it. Kill every instance of Chrome. Done and run. I think we got a shot. Well, Bennett says it's always the little things. Sometimes, yeah. It's like, and the thing is, I was thinking, I think I was, when I saw the error message, I was going to a, all right, let's grab this and let's see what we've got here. Let's do this. And then let's click over here on the second page. I'm not seeing anything happen when I click on these. Right here, let's see if we're getting the events. Set breakpoint here, here, here. It could be that I've got a click and the click's not happening. Nope, it is. Okay, cool. So we're going on page changed. Step into that, and now we're in here, and we're going there, raising the event, and now we're over here. Is this my problem? Nope, it's a character sheet. So it's okay. Oh, I know what's the problem. We're good, we're good, we're good. The problem is, let's go ahead and keep running it. The problem is we're not doing anything on the other side. In fact, if I were to open this up and say inspect and bring up the console, we should see it every time I click on one of these. Click here, click here. No? Why not? Oh, because I took out the console message on it. I'm still pretty confident it's working. Let's go into, whoops, I didn't want to go there. Let's go into character sheets, character set scrolls, and Actually, maybe it's faster to get to it from connection here. Player page change, we go in here. Here's where we want to add some additional code here to check to see if the ID and the page index are correct, and if not, we're going to change it. Not the right level. I follow and gifted a sub. Okay, Clark IO, thank you for that. Enigmatic Effigy is also now following. Thank you for that follow. By the way, EX should work right about now if I refresh.
Excellent.
There we go. It just happened. Okay, Will Bennett just brought it in. Now we do have, hold on though, Brian, we have something that says, oh, look at that. You need to level up. That's a level. Why does Clarkio need to level up? Here, let's do this. We are going to. Oh, come on. It's off screen. I can't. Hold on a second. Let me do this. Dealing with. All right, we're going to mod you now. So now that you're modded, you might have the ability to do that. And I think you have to at least be a follower or something. No, level 0 SIP-L, you should be able to do that. I'm not sure why you're not able to do that. It could be also, though, it could be also, Brian, that you tried to do it just after Will did that. Try doing bang AWE. And see if that brings up awesome. It should bring up awesome if you do.
Awesome.
There you go. There you go. So now that's working. Okay, so here's where we need to change the page index, and let's go see how we're doing that out in the other world. So it's there. So it's not here. Hold on a second. How are we doing that in our game, Dragon game? When we are. We're doing this, is what we're doing. Okay, so let's go down in here, and we want to do, it's something like this. If this dot selected character index is not equal to page ID.
That's a bug.
What's my bug? Oh. To viewers to level them up. Yeah, it could be. It might be. There might be a bug. Okay, so if that's not equal to it, then we want to change the page as well on this. So we want to say, we want to get rid of this. And select character index is 2. Let's do this right here. Else, we want to come in here. And this selected character index is equal to page ID. Like that. And then open performance now is what we're calling. So, so then we have two options there to change it. The other thing I want to do here, though, is I want to do this right there. Selected, wait, something's wrong. Not selected character index. Oh, no, wait, that's not what I want. I want to look at the page ones. This is what I want to do. Page. Okay, there we go. Page is equal to page ID. Like that. I want to put that there, and then I want to put this here, like this. And I think that is going to solve it. So now if we come out here and we do a refresh, and then we bring up our main window, waiting for that to come up. There we go. Now we switch here. Interesting, I'm not seeing anything over here now. Oh, wait, there we go. Wait, but why is it grabbing the wrong background? Let's see what happens if I come in here and choose one of these. There we go. There's that. That one failed because I haven't built it yet. And it looks like we get into a state bug if I click on the one on the right. Let's do a refresh over here for a second, because I haven't built that yet, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's come in here again. We're going to say switch over here. That one doesn't work. If I click there, there we get to the first one. Click this, there we get to the second one. Okay, now we go to Karen and we should go back to page 1 on Karen. That's the problem. Hold on a second. That I think is coming from here. That's my problem right there. So that's what we need to change. Let's kill it for a second. Come in here and fix that. This is, forget what they, not there. I want to go to this. Scroll page is what it's called. And we're going to say scroll page.main. This I think is going to fix that problem. We need to do one other thing in initialization. For this, right here, we have to go to initialize in here. In the character, wait, let's go into Dragon Game initialize. We're calling initialize scroll. Here's where we are adding the pages. We need one more page, and for that not to die at the end, need to cast on line 33. I'll go take a look at that. I think you're talking about right here. Yep. So use that CI template there really fast to get that cast in there. Now we're going to say create equipment page like that. Let's declare that. Let's drill into that. So we do something with it. So we actually create just some kind of page here. And you can see these pages are pretty involved because it's like, where does everything exist? But a real simple version of this should be pretty easy to create. So it's like this, followed by a return stat page like that. And so we'll do that, and then we'll, and it'll just be a completely empty stat page. But at least we'll have that in there. So now let's kill every instance of Chrome. This will be like the last thing we'll do. Then we'll give away a copy of CodeRushed. All right, so all the Chrome is gone. Let's start the run. And let's refresh our view as well. Okay. And I almost think that we could just test in the live stream almost, but let's see what happens. We'll do this. Seems like the first one I clicked to didn't work, but let's see. Click here, there it works. And it's working on both this and the live stream. So let's just test it in the live stream. So here we go. There's the live stream. Switching over to another player. While I'm on the player, switching to another page. Page doesn't work. Why is that failing? Page. That page switch worked. There's my equipment. Why is this one failing? That one works, and this one works. Why nothing here? Did I lose my event handler on that? And we have one other minor bug that I looked at, I just noticed too, is when I've got it extended and I go from Karen to Mark, watch the picture change immediately. I need that to change after we have popped it down there. So, okay, so we got a few, I'm going to say small bugs in here, but we can work through those. I think I'm going to save those for tomorrow. Roy is not going to be with us tomorrow. There we go. There's the page change. That one worked.
Getting closer!
Yeah, it's getting closer. It's really, really not bad. Going from here to here, though, it puts us in a state that if I click another page, it says, oh, let's drop it out. I think there's something wrong with the, there's something wrong with something wrong with that event handler there, I think. Let's just take a quick look at that. That is over on page change, equipment. So yeah, these should all be page main, mouse down. Scroll page is equal to the new page, whatever it is. And page is used here. Character sheets page changed. So it's like the selected index. It's strange, strange, strange. Yeah, that code looks kind of good to me. And then we go send this out here, player ID, page ID. That all is looking good. Then if we come back over here, if we were to uncomment this, at the very least that would be interesting. That would might show us some interesting data. Let's go do that. Let's bring this up right here. Let me switch to this view so we only see what we've got out there. Go to console. Let's refresh. Let's bring up our app and switch it. So that's 1, 1. If I click here, 1, 2, that's correct. Back over here, 1, 1, and nothing happens. So the code is, and that's 1, 3. So the problem's in our code. The problem is in our TypeScript code. So at least we know that. So we've got a problem to fix for tomorrow. And we also want to fix this, that when I change from one player to another, we don't see any changes here until that happens. That's what I want to see when I choose from one to another. That right there. So there's some state related bug we have to go double check. This one doesn't work either. That one's not good because we haven't built that character yet. So we need to do that. Okay, so that's it. That's where we are. Let's give away a copy of CodeRushed real quick because it's time for a
CodeRushed giveaway.
And today's winner is
Zindictive.
Zindictive. Congratulations. You've won a copy of CodeRushed. I will reach out to you on via DM on Twitch and give you instructions for how you can download that. Thank you for everybody who showed up. Clarkio, Enigmatic Efficiency, Effigy, Will Bennett as well. Thanks to Rory as always for helping out. Will also, great contributions today. Really appreciate the sample code and the suggestions along the way.
Will Bennett rocks.
That's right. Will Bennett totally rocks. So thank you for that. And with that, we say goodbye.